$540 million. The Mega Millions jackpot soaring to a record-breaking level, the largest in U.S. lottery history. Hopefuls are flocking to convenience stores around the country as tomorrow night's deadline nears, all in hopes of picking the winning ticket worth $292 million after taxes. Time to bring out our panel. Marjorie Clifton is the national independent editor at GoVote.com in D.C. Scott Martin is the CEO and president of Accent Asset Management in Chicago. And Larry Winget is the best-selling author of Shut Up, Stop Whining, and Get a Life. He's in Phoenix. Larry, let's start with you. What do you, I mean, like, I never win anything. I don't even pay attention to these.
I can tell you this, $19 million for 26 years. If I win, this will be my last appearance on the Willis Report.
Oh, no.
In fact, it will be my last appearance anywhere in the world. No one will ever see me again. I hope you miss me.
Well, maybe you'll
However,
send us a check.
my chances of winning, my chances of winning and anybody's chances of winning, you're more likely to get hit by lightning 6 times in a row and surviving than winning this lottery.
But Marjorie, apparently, do the quick pick, if you have the machine pick your numbers, better chance of winning. That's what they say.
That's what they say. But, I mean, if you look at the economics of lotteries, you typically get about 53 cents to the dollar on whatever you spend on winning lotteries. And the real challenge here is it's typically lower income people who spend money playing the lottery, and a lot of that's not disposable income they have. So it's sort of a false dream. States love it because they make a ton of money, and so they'll continue doing it. But it's a very slim chance. Like you said, lightning, better chance of getting shot by lightning.
So, Scott, lump sum or the annuity?
I think Larry's got the right idea, Jerry, but here's the problem. What you do, though, you do take the annuity because what you do is you don't tell anybody, right? So then you just kind of live quietly, you know, go to work, go on the Jerry Willis show, of course, and everybody thinks you're crushing it because you're getting that annuity and they don't know you won the lottery. You look like a stud. You look awesome because they're like, how does he make so much money by doing so little?
Yeah, people find out, though, and that's when you find out who your friends are and who they are not. Everybody comes and finds you. Well, it's not going to happen to me. All right, car technology. I want to talk to you guys about this because this drives me crazy. It continues to advance, and keeping up with it is daunting. So Lexus announced today it's coming up with its own geek squad to help break down bells and whistles. And not only for you, but for dealers as well. Scott, I love this idea.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I like the fact that it's actually creating jobs in the auto industry kind of naturally, Jerry. That's one of the best stories. It's funny, though. I mean, these cars that they're putting out there, whether it's Lexus, Chevy, Ford, are really awesome, right? And so these cars are really surpassing people. And so if you think about the people buying the cars now, like let's say the 50 and overs, they're probably not used to this technology. So it's kind of interesting to see them use it.
Well, oh, thanks. But Marjorie, I mean, look, I need somebody to teach me how to drive my car, seriously. There's stuff in there. I don't know how it works. I'm afraid to touch the button. Are you like that?
No, I just bought an iPad this week, and I still sit and stare at the thing, can't figure out how to make it work. I want to be able to work my car. And to me, there's nothing better than driving a stick shift through the country undistracted. I don't need the bells and whistles. I just want the thing to work. It's just one more thing to break in my house, and that's not good.
Larry, you like the technology or no?
I hate all the technology in cars. Most people can't drive anyway, and when they do, they're distracted already through their texting. And so I think we ought to go back to roll-up windows and stick shifts and keep the technology out of the way, cut back on the distractions, and let people drive their cars from point A to point B.
1962 all over again. All right, Quaker Oats is giving up its famous mascot a makeover. The famous Quaker, known by the insiders as Larry, I had no idea, is getting a new haircut and losing weight and 5 years off his age, all in hopes of branding oatmeal as fresh, innovative, and healthy. Marjorie, what do you say?
We are such an obsessed culture with plastic surgery that we've given Larry plastic surgery to look younger. I just can't even believe it. And I was told never to trust a skinny cook, and so I actually am okay with the, you know, plump, happy man on my Quaker Oats box.
What's the problem with that, Scott? There's no problem with that, right? Come on.
I agree, Jerry, but it's funny, the new guy doesn't look much different to me than the old guy. So what really has he been doing? I mean, is this really a new product or not? Jerry, look, Quaker's been falling behind. You know, when they got taken over by Pepsi, there are a lot more goals for this thing than it's turned out. Tropicana tried to do the same thing, don't forget, a couple years ago. People complained and they went back to the old logo.
Larry.
Well, who knew that the Quaker Oats guy was named Larry? I agree. And they said when they gave Larry a haircut, he would look slimmer and lose his double chin. I can tell you, from one Larry to another, you can cut all your hair off, and that won't happen. You have to add earrings, a goatee, and a funny shirt for people just to be distracted enough they don't notice your double chin.
Oh, Larry, we love you. We think you're beautiful. Okay, here's a story that I really wanted to get in tonight. Bluegrass legend Earl Scruggs, known for his pioneering work in the music industry, passed away yesterday of natural causes. He was 88. Scruggs transformed country music into a national sensation. His revolutionary skills on the banjo rocketed the instrument into the spotlight. Larry, you got to respond to this one.
Well, you know, this is a huge loss, not only to bluegrass and the country, but to music as a whole. He lived a long, full life. He was recognized for all of his accomplishments. He changed the way people play banjos, and we owe him a lot.
Scott, everybody did Scruggs. If you played the banjo, you tried to play like him. He's one of those people that leaves an indelible mark on our society, just as Larry said. What do you make of him?
I think he's great. I mean, Jerry, one of my favorite bands, Yonder Mountain String Band, was influenced by Mr. Scruggs. And I guess the best part about music, guys, is that Earl will live on, right? I mean, his tutelage and everything that he did with the banjo will live on. We'll get to listen to him whenever we want. And bands that develop from here on out will have an influence from him.
Absolutely right. And just listening to the music sort of gives me chills because I'm from the part of the country where you listen to this kind of thing all the time. Marjorie, what do you say?
Me too. As a Texan especially and a Johnny Cash worshiper, I love the influence that he's had on music. Steve Martin is bringing the banjo back and actually talked about that he was the most important influencer in the banjo world. So it'll be a loss, but a nice reminder of an instrument that we often forget.
A loss and a huge influence on all American music. Love the roots music. It's great stuff. Marjorie, Scott, and Larry, thanks for coming on tonight. You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you. And with the Mega Millions jackpot